This is where the name change for the Phoenix Mercury begins, right? Kalia Copper, she comes out red hot fire in the first half, giving you 19 points. I'm gonna say that again. She gives you 19 points in the first half of game one. You think she about to have a day of all days anytime you start off a first half with 19 points, right? That wasn't the case in the second half. In the second half, Kalia Copper, after putting up 19 points in the first half, she only gives you 2 points. Let's let that breathe. She only gives you 2 points in the second half of a game that they lost by 3 after giving you 19 points in the first half. Furthermore, Alyssa Thomas, she gives you 15, 10, and 9. You could say that was arguably, I mean, that's a light game for Alyssa Thomas. 15, 10, and 9. What more can you want from AT considering she's a playmaker at heart and she gives you 15 points? Sabely gives you 19 points. And she struggled. She was in foul trouble in that series. She gives you 19 points. And your bench for the Phoenix Mercury, they give you 16 points. Bonner, who I talked about being an X factor, she gives you 10 points and 8 rebounds off the bench. And outside of talking about Dana Evans and Jewel Lloyd and their impact and your bench, your role players winning you a game in a series, I believe this is been a gruesome pattern by the Phoenix Mercury, by Kalia Copper. And we'll talk about game two here soon in terms of how they are incapable of putting together a full game that can allow them to win. They have proven to not have enough firepower, chemistry, camaraderie, whatever you want to call it. They have not been able to put together one complete game of two great halves. They have been incapable of doing that. And the reason I say that is Kalia Copper, she gives you 19 points in the first half and follows that up in the second half with only 2 points. Go back to game two of the Lynx versus the Lynx. Game two, she gave you 17 points in the first half. You think again, she's about to be off to a fire start in the second half. She cooking. After giving you 17 in the first half versus the Lynx in in game two, she only gives you 4 points in the second half, going 1 for 4 from the field. And so you got, and I think the Mercury, outside of Alyssa Thomas for being a facilitator, I think they tend to ride the hot hand. It's like, oh, you got it going. Hey, we fist to rock out with you, Khalil. Oh, you got it going, Sable. We fist to rock out with you. Oh, AT, you ain't really on the facilitating tip today. Like, you got a mismatch or whatever the case is. You getting everybody, you getting to the rack and transition. We fist to rock out with you. But you keep leaning on, you can't, it's frustrating if you're a Mercury fan because we getting these fire starts from our go-to players, from our big three. We getting these fire starts, but we're getting horrible finishes. We're getting horrible, horrible finishes. And even also in that game, right? Sabely in game one versus the Aces, she had 14 points. Excuse me. She had 4 points in the first half. Sabely had 4 points in the first half and 18 in the second half. And again, and that would show you had a slow start, but you finished strong with 18 points in the second half. Game two, going back versus the Lynx, Sabely had 0 points in the first half, but she finished the game with 19 points in the second half of that game. So You got Kalia Copper having a great start and a bad finish, and you got Sabley having a slow start. I don't know how I'm gonna say that over here. I'm not sure if I said that right. You got Kalia Copper having a great start and a bad finish, and you got Sabley having a bad start and a great finish. Either way you slice it, both players have not been able to put together a full, great, complete game of playing good basketball or being able to score efficiently in both halves of the game. So, because of that, we're going to coin them the Phoenix Halfers, not Mercury, the Phoenix Halfers. And simply because they're only good for one half at a time. They have not been able to give you two good halves of basketball. Uh, so yeah, that's simply what it is. The Phoenix Halfers. That is what we're going to call them now until they prove that they can put two full, complete halves together for the entirety of a game as a complete unit, and not just riding off one player having one good half and the next player having a better second half, is not going to be conducive to winning. I said in the preview of this series, the Phoenix Mercury have very little room for error than the Aces. The Aces, they can afford to have an off game or two when you consider how great Asia is. And in Jackie, she was afforded a bad game in game one, and she gets backed up by Dana Evans and Jewel Lloyd, right? So if you're the Mercury, at this point, you're down 0-2. You have no more room for error. You need to find a way to be able to put two halves together to be able to find a way to win game three. You would like to believe that the Aces will let their foot off the gas going into game three, being in Phoenix with a 2-0 lead. But I think if you got a 2-0 lead, you got to be smelling blood at this point, and you want to pretty much etch the final nail in the coffin. If you can steal a game three, I could see the Aces taking their foot off the gas game four, sitting back like, yeah, we'll finish y'all off at the crib. We'll just, you know what I'm saying, we'll let y'all be for game four and go ahead and put an end to y'all misery for game five at our house. But yeah, they are the Phoenix. They are the Phoenix Halfers. They are the Phoenix Halfers, man. And again, and not even just putting, not even just talking about, not even just talking about the inability for Kalia Copper and for Saberly to put together a full half. In that game, you're down 86-87 with 24 seconds left, and that being Alyssa Thomas, and she misses two free throws. She misses a potential time free throw, and then furthermore, she misses what could have been a go-ahead free throw to be up by one, and just like wasted opportunities, man. Like just absolutely wasted opportunities by the Phoenix Mercury. Excuse me, not the Phoenix Mercury, the Phoenix Halfers. That completely wasted opportunity by the Phoenix Halfers.